Good morning, students. Now coming to nutrition in bacteria. Students, nutritionally bacteria there are different kinds. For example, most of the bacterial cells they are saprophytes. Okay, but some of the bacterial cells they may be parasites. But some of the bacterial cells they may be symbiotes which make the symbiotic association with the other organisms. So the absorption and utilization of nutrients by bacteria, this is considered as bacterial nutrition. So nutritionally bacteria they are divided into total four types. Nutritionally bacterial cells there are four kinds. One is photoautotrophs. Okay, one is photoautotrophs. This is the first type of bacterial cells. At the same time, second category of bacteria, photoheterotrophs. Photoheterotrophs. Okay, this is second categories of bacterial cells. And third type of bacteria, this is chemoautotrophs. Chemoautotrophs. And fourth category of bacteria, depending upon their nutrition, this is considered as chemoheterotrophs. Fourth type, this is chemoheterotrophs. In this way, bacterial cells are divided into four types depending upon their nutrition. At the same time, this is the classification of bacteria based on the source of energy and the source of carbon. That is the main points. Based on the source of energy and also carbon. Based on the source of energy and carbon, total bacterial cells are divided into four types. One is photoautotrophs, second one is photoheterotrophs, third one is chemoautotrophs, and other one is chemoheterotrophs. Now coming to one by one, definitions and examples. And what about the source of energy and carbon for these bacterial cells? First coming to photoautotrophs. So these type of bacterial cells they derive energy from sunlight. These derive energy from sunlight and derive carbon from atmospheric CO2. So just like green plants, these bacterial cells are also they derive carbon from atmospheric CO2 and energy from atmospheric sunlight. By using this CO2 and sunlight, they are able to maintain photosynthesis just like green plants. These maintain photosynthesis so that these bacterial cells are also called photosynthetic bacteria. They are also called photosynthetic bacteria. They can maintain photosynthesis and are able to maintain the synthesis of their own food materials. Can prepare their own food materials by the process of photosynthesis. So, these bacterial cells are called photosynthetic bacteria. At the same time, best examples for these photosynthetic bacteria, one is chlorobium. And second one is chromatium. Chlorobium and chromatium, they are the best examples for these photosynthetic bacterial cells. So these type of bacterial cells they can utilize atmospheric CO2 as the source of carbon. They can utilize atmospheric sunlight as energy and are able to maintain photosynthesis just like green plants. So that they maintain their synthesis of own food materials. So that they are called photosynthetic organisms. Example, chlorobium and chromatium. They are the best examples for this first category of bacterial cells. At the same time, second one, this is photoheterotrophs. These bacterial cells, they derive energy from sunlight. They derive energy from sunlight, and these derive carbon from organic materials. Organic materials. Okay? Organic compounds. Organic compounds are organic materials. So, the bacterial cells which are dependent on sunlight for their energy and which are dependent on organic compounds for their carbon source. Such type of bacterial cells are called photoheterotrophs. They derive energy from sunlight and carbon from organic compounds. Best examples for this type of bacteria, Rhodospirillum. Rhodospirillum, and another bacteria, Rhodopseudomonas. Rhodopseudomonas. Okay, Rhodospirillum and Rhodopseudomonas, they are the examples for these photoheterotrophs. Students, what is the difference between photoautotrophs and photoheterotrophs? They show some similarities and also dissimilarities. What is the similarity between the autotrophs and the photoautotrophs and photoheterotrophs? Both bacteria can obtain energy from sunlight. Both bacterial cells derive their energy from sunlight. But what is the dissimilarity between these two types of bacteria? These bacteria derive carbon from atmospheric CO2. They have the ability to utilize atmospheric CO2 as the source of carbon. But these bacteria do not utilize atmospheric CO2. But they are dependent on organic compounds for their carbon substance. So, these bacterial cells, both bacterial cells can utilize atmospheric sunlight. But only first category of bacteria can utilize atmospheric CO2. But second type of bacteria do not utilize atmospheric CO2. Best examples for this bacteria, Rhodospirillum and Rhodopseudomonas. At the same time, now coming to another type of bacteria, this is chemoautotrophs. Chemoautotrophs. These bacteria, they utilize, energy. They derive energy from oxidation of inorganic metals. Oxidation of inorganic metals like iron, sulfur, nitrogen, etc. These bacteria, they derive energy from oxidation of inorganic metals. First they oxidize the inorganic metals and they prepare some amount of energy. Now this energy they are utilizing. The energy from oxidation of inorganic metals is utilized by these type of bacterial cells. At the same time, these derive carbon. Okay, these derive carbon from atmospheric CO2. Atmospheric CO2, just like the photoautotrophs. So, these chemoautotrophs derive energy from oxidation of inorganic metals and derive carbon from atmospheric CO2. Then they can prepare their own food materials. They can prepare their own food materials. Here, these type of bacterial cells, some of the bacterial cells, they are named as iron bacteria. Iron bacteria. Some of them iron bacteria. Ferrobacillus. Ferrobacillus is one of the iron bacteria. Similarly, some of them sulfur bacteria. Sulfur bacteria. Green sulfur bacteria. Purple green sulfur bacteria. They are examples for this type of chemoautotrophs. At the same time, there are some nitrifying bacteria, nitrogen bacteria, nitrogen bacteria. These bacteria, they are dependent on nitrogen compounds. Nitrogen compounds. These oxidize the nitrogen compounds and they use the energy from the oxidation of this nitrogen. For example, nitrosomonas, nitrosomonas, and at the same time, this another example, nitrobacter, nitrobacter. Okay, nitrobacter. These type of bacterial cells, they are examples for this chemoautotrophic bacterial cells. Okay, these chemoautotrophic bacterial cells, they have a special nutrition. It utilizes neither atmospheric sunlight nor atmospheric CO, nor organic materials. They use neither atmospheric sunlight nor organic materials. That is a special type of nutrition present in chemoautotrophs. Example, iron bacteria and sulfur bacteria and also nitrogen bacteria like nitrosomonas and nitrobacter. They are the best examples. At the same time, you know the fourth category of bacteria depending upon the nutrition. They are called chemoheterotrophs. Chemoheterotrophs. These type of chemoheterotrophs, they derive not only energy and also carbon. Not only energy and also carbon. Both are derived from organic materials. Organic materials. So, mention the name of the bacterial cells which derive not only energy but also carbon from organic materials. That is chemoheterotrophs. Again, these chemoheterotrophs, they are also divided into two categories. One is saprophytes. One is saprophytes. Second one, this is called parasites. Saprophytes and parasites. What's the difference between the saprophytes and parasites? Saprophytic bacteria, always they are dependent on dead, decaying organic substances. Dead and decaying organic substances. Best examples, Bacillus is one of the best example. At the same time, these parasites are generally they are found on living tissue. Living tissue. The chemoheterotrophs which are dependent on the living organisms for their nutrition, they are considered as parasites. Example, Salmonella. Salmonella is one of the example. And also Xanthomonas. Xanthomonas, this is another example. So, saprophytes, they are dependent on dead and decaying organic materials. At the same time, these parasites, they are dependent on living organisms for their nutrition. Again, this salmonella, these parasitic bacterial cells may be present in or on the living organisms. They derive their nutrients from the living tissues. So that they are considered as parasites. At the same time, you know some of the bacterial cells, Dillo virus. Dillo vibrio bacteriovirus. Okay, Dillo vibrio bacteriovirus. This bacterium, it is one of the useful bacterium. How it is useful to human beings? Actually, this bacterium, this is a parasite on harmful bacteria. This is a parasite on harmful bacteria. It kills the harmful bacteria which cause different kinds of diseases. So that this Dillo vibrio virus, it is used to purify the water present in river Ganges. It is used for the purification of water present in a river Ganges because it is a parasite on harmful bacteria. It is a parasite on harmful bacteria. So, for example, this first one, for example, this is the table that explains the source of carbon and energy. This is a type of parasites. This is the type of nutrition. Parasites nutrition and source of energy and source of carbon. First type of bacteria, they are called photoautotrophs. They derive energy from sunlight and carbon from atmospheric CO2. This is the source of energy and carbon for the first type of bacteria. Similarly, the source of energy and carbon for photoheterotrophs, they can utilize sunlight but carbon from organic materials. And third one, chemoautotrophs. Okay, they derive energy from oxidation of inorganic materials and carbon from atmospheric CO2. At the same time, the fourth type of bacterial cells, chemoautotrophs. These chemoheterotrophs, they derive both energy and carbon from organic substances. So this is the types of bacteria based on the nutrition.